this on Friday, so y'all probably see this Saturday or Sunday at the latest, Monday, or likely Saturday. I think I got over half the Saturday lineup so far done, but come Saturday morning there could be adjustments or whatever. But let's talk about Jonathan Majors. Now, apparently, shout out to Kofi's Universe. Go subscribe to the brother Kofi's Universe. Shout out to all my LA brothers out there. You know, people see me with the Raider hat. One, I don't dislike the Raiders. I'm a Lions fan. I got a Detroit channel. Check it out, Mercy Sports Talk. I like the color. Black is my favorite color, and I love Raider gear. So they wear black, I wear black. So that's what I'm usually in. So I don't dislike the Raiders or nothing like that. But I just like that gear. But we had to beat that ass though. But nonetheless, riding through the main streets of Detroit. So basically what's going on now, my comic book fans, they know this. I know my boy Lion Killer Podcast was hoping that they would pivot or go to the Dr. Doom saga. He was schooling me on that a couple months ago about Dr. Doom coming into the Marvel Avengers saga, and phase 5 and 6 was supposed to lead into Dr. Doom, which is actually the more exciting saga, right? Because it goes into these other different strong beings and stuff of that nature. Like I forget the name of the guys that they go into, and how basically he finds this quest to conquer and all this bullshit, whatever time or whatever. I've been a minute since I read up on it. He schooled me on it, but nonetheless, they want to go into that. They want to scrap Jonathan Majors, right? If y'all want to hear more about that, bro, I could bring him on and he can explain it. He's a comic book connoisseur. I used to love comic books till my 3rd grade teacher took it from me. I never got back into them. Never got my comics back either. It was like 4 or 5 of them, I believe. But so they talking about scrapping Jonathan Major, Kang the Conqueror altogether, even though they went forward with Loki 2 that spotlights him now. Apparently they already started rewriting the Marvel 5 and 6 phases. Now a lot of people didn't already like Marvel 5 and 6 and the Red Hawk and some of the guys that they was going to introduce. People was already complaining about that, so the ratings wasn't good. Now if the ratings was good for Kang the Conqueror and the ratings was good for like Ant-Man and Wasp and they was out the roof, they will continue on because it's a bottom line thing. A lot of people been complaining about Marvel 5 and 6 and about a bunch of characters they don't care or don't want to see about it. They were saying, well, Marvel getting whacked, they got She-Hulk and you know what I'm saying, and the Miss Marvels, and people don't like that or whatever. So even though the Miss Marvel movie looked pretty dope to me, but people was already complaining about it. White people, black people, Mexican people, the whole nine, right? So it makes it easier now with the writer strike just being lifted. They just been able to start writing. Now the actors, I believe, is still on strike, by the way. So they just started to rewrite the character. So I heard a quote from an insider saying that it's pretty much no way that Jonathan Major come back as Kang the Conqueror because of his arrest. Now, if you don't know what happened, Jonathan Major was accused of putting his hands on his girlfriend, and she found out she was cheating. They found out that she was lying and that she basically allegedly harmed herself, and now they arrested her, but the district attorney does not want to press charges. Basically, it looked like to be a fraudulent case, right? She lied on him and all this type of stuff, so he lost his career, and his momentum. And but they won't press charge, but they going forward to prosecute him in court, even though even the NYPD know that she was wrong. But when you a black man and you a celebrity on top of that, and you a man in general, they want to make a name off a celebrity and make a name for their career, right? So it's video proof of she doing harm. It's multiple witnesses saying that he ain't do nothing wrong or whatever like that. She was tripping or whatever, and she flipped out because he had other women. And, y'all be wanting to deal with top 5 or 10% man and 1% man and rich dudes, and then y'all can't stomach when they got somebody else. That's my thing about it. Y'all can't stomach when they got somebody else. And that's cool and shit. I mean, that's just what come around with it. Y'all grandmas and grandmas and aunties, great aunts had husbands. They ain't go around snooping around messing up the bag. They did they dirt in silence and let granddaddy and uncle, move how they move. But y'all, with social media, everything is visible. And now women are less tolerable, and I'm telling y'all this generation that's coming up is gonna be the generation of lonely and single women. It won't be too many shortage of kids though, from what it is now, even though, they need the birth rate to go up. But, that's a different conversation. So, for the most part, they want to scrap us. On top of this, he got in trouble, gave him an excuse to scrap Marvel 5 and 6 with him being featured as Kang the Conqueror. Now, he didn't do a bad job. I went to see the Ant-Man and Ant-Man Quantum Leap and all that type of stuff. That was a good movie. He played an excellent role in that movie. He's a fantastic actor, right? He's a fantastic actor, and, if it was whack, it wasn't because of him. He played the role to the T. But the Fade 5 and 6, a lot of the fans didn't like it and didn't like what they was reading about it. You had a black Captain America and Anthony Mackie, and you had all these different things going on. A lot of people just didn't like the premise of it. They said it was getting whack. You had She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, and you had the Kamala Marvel girl. I forget the name of her show. It was cool. I never finished that or She-Hulk, but it was cool. But people just wasn't excited about it and said, well, Marvel was going to shit. So, Jonathan Majors gave them an excuse by playing a numbers game with women, which you'll never win in a numbers game. He gave them an excuse to scrap it. That's just what it was. So when he gave them an out, you know what I'm saying? And they knew people wasn't receptive to it. And bottom line was this. It wasn't more so about Jonathan Majors. Hear me out. It wasn't so much about Jonathan Majors. It pretty much was about that people wasn't receptive into this new Marvel phase. That's what it was. And Jonathan Majors gave them an out. Now, real quick, when you get this on your resume, when you get this on as part of your reputation as a oh man, damn, I'm mad as hell, man. This damn traffic. When you get this on your resume, you know what I'm saying? They say it could take a lifetime to build a reputation, but it could take only a matter of minutes or seconds to destroy your reputation, right? And that's real shit. I will tell y'all that's real shit. Not gonna lie, that's real shit. But excuse my language. But that's just what it is. But you can't get that off your resume. When a woman accuses you, everybody, gonna take her word. Even though we know throughout history, women are some of the most are the most lyingest things out there. Let's gotta call a bean a bean. They are. It's been known that women lie. And lie often. So, and she lied. It's simple as that. And now what do he get out of it? Heartache and pain. But he wanted to go out and be a player and play the numbers game. You can't win playing the numbers game as a male. Not today. And at the end of the day, I ain't gonna say that he didn't have no responsibility in that. If that's your girlfriend, hey, that's your girlfriend. Y'all official. Even though people say, girlfriend-boyfriend relationships is just practice until you get married. He met her on the set of another movie too. Forget what movie it was. I think it might have been a Marvel movie he met her on. But when you get that on your reputation, the bad thing about it is, even if you get exonerated, that's still on your name. So if somebody else accuses you of that, and we know how the Me Too movement goes, a lot of lying people in the Me Too movement, it's a lot of people telling the truth. But once, somebody else is accused you of, okay, that's the second or third person that accused you. It got to be true, even though if it ain't true. So now he got to tread lightly. But I think the whole thing about them scrapping the Marvel 5 and 6 universe, as far as Kang the Conqueror being it, is more about people didn't like it more than it was about Jonathan Majors getting arrested. And I think with Jonathan Majors getting arrested and probably going to get exonerated, I think the thing about that is, I think it gave them an excuse to scrap a bad storyline or a non-respected storyline that people was going to take well to. I think people still would have came, but they wouldn't have done the movies they done with Endgame and Iron Man and all that. Anytime you change over from those characters to new characters, people just, if they don't like them, they don't like them. This is why the NBA and, push, certain teams, the Lakers and Boston's, to be good every year, where the LeBron's at every year, because people are not receptive to new things. People don't want to try new things. They didn't want to see Denver and the Miami Heat in the championship last year. They wanted to see LeBron and Steph Curry and and guys like that. Same thing with Marvel Universe. They want to hear more about Iron Man and Hulk and all that type of stuff. They don't want to hear about new characters and characters. They want to hear about the popularity. And guess what? You got to give the consumers what they want. So, but hey, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Check out the music entertainment playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, X, aka X, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. In addition to that, check out my Detroit channel, Motor City Sports Talk. Peace.